Start talking positively. Start growing. This life is nothing if you don't grow. And if you do not want to grow, if you want to be average, there's nothing bad in it. Honestly, I'm sorry. I've never actually specifically cleared that I'm not against anyone who doesn't want to grow or being average. Hello, everyone. Welcome. And today we're going to talk about something that really does have power to shape how we feel, how we act, how we show up, and ultimately how we live our life. It's the way you talk to yourself, self talk. We have thousands of thoughts every single day. Some thoughts are not so good, some thoughts are really good. Some people are always happy, some people are always unhappy. And the result is the way you talk to yourself. Yes, it is. I've never seen a person who talks positively about themselves and is unhappy. Even in the worst of the situations, if a person is positive about themselves, and if the person is like, yes, I can do it, it's okay, it's just an obstacle, they are happy. And I have never seen a person who talks negatively about themselves and they are happy. Yeah. And I have not seen many people talk about this. I have not seen many people talk about the way you talk to yourself. You should say things you don't even believe right now. Yes, because ultimately, a lie being repeated often enough becomes the truth. There's a reason people say fake it till you make it. Say it till you believe it. If you do not think you're smart and you still say I'm smart, there'll be a day when you'll start believing that you're smart, and actually you will live your life the smartest way possible because you start believing that you're smart. But what happens is most of the people, they really has this automated negative thoughts thing. Okay, I read this book called Limitless by Jim Quick. So Jim Quick is a brain coach, and he actually coaches people on how to read faster, how to memorize things faster, and how to take care of your brain health. So I read this book, and there's a concept called ANT, which is automated negative thoughts. Like, people automatically think about negative things without even realizing. And then you're like, what's wrong with me? I'm feeling anxious, I'm this and that. Because subconsciously, we are thinking about the negative things possible. And why so? Because when we are conscious, we say things we do not want to say to ourselves. Believe me, many of you guys will say things to yourselves that you'll not say to the worst of the enemies. Really. So why do people do that? Because we have not taught since the childhood that we are not supposed to say bad things about yourself. What happens when someone does something extraordinary and people come and they say things to them, and your parents teaches you to be humble, and you're like, oh no, I didn't do it, oh no, it was just a luck. Well, hey, you worked hard for it. Start taking compliments. Start when people come to you and you're like, oh, that's an amazing work, and stop being like, oh no, who are we to do the work or whatever. And I was this way. Whenever someone was giving compliments to me, I used to be like, it's okay, it's nothing, I'm not that smart. But actually you should say, oh, thank you, yeah, I worked really hard for it. So yes, that's what happens. We don't talk to ourselves positively. Start saying things to yourself that are positive. Start saying you're beautiful. Start saying you are wonderful. And it starts with I am. It all comes back to the affirmations. And they say, even if you don't believe in it, just start saying it. Because there'll be a day when you'll start believing all those things in the blink of an eye. At first, you'll feel insane. Look at yourself in the mirror and say things to yourself. Yes, you might feel insane. That's okay. It's okay. People feel insane, but one day you'll start believing it. Anytime you start something new, you will feel insane because you don't know what you're doing. It's fine. Ultimately, you figure out how to do it. You actually are limitless. It's just your self talk is holding you back. You can do so much more than you think you can. And then you don't even know your actual potential. You start saying stuff to yourself like, I can't do this. I'm not meant for it. And you start comparing yourself to other people like, she's smart. She can do it. I cannot. Well, first, comparison is the thief of joy. Second, you can do what other human beings can because you are human. You know what they say, if you judge a fish by its capability of climbing a tree, the fish will spend its life thinking that she is not capable enough. So you can do it. Start talking to yourself in the way you will talk to your kid or your best friend or someone who's feeling helpless at the moment. Stop being your own enemy. And that's the worst truth. Most of us are literally our own enemies because we do things that does not benefit us, and we do it unknowingly, I know. But if you know it and you still do it, it's the worst thing you can do to yourself. Really. So you know you have to talk to yourself positively, but you do not. You'll start saying, I'm not that smart. I wish I was like that. I wish I was that smart. Or I wish I had that confidence. See, you can be anything in the world you want. That's my mantra is you can be anything. In I think in every single video I have recorded till now, I've said it in every video that you can do anything you want in this life. The only way to do it is to believe in yourself. And I think the most of the videos that I have recorded, like in past week or 4 to 5 videos, they just tell you how to start believing in yourself. Because that's the only way you can do magical things. You have to believe in yourself. And people do not. And why or what's the reason is that people don't believe in themselves? Because they just talk shit about themselves to themselves. Why? If you do not appreciate yourself, who will? If you will not say I'm beautiful, who will? What can you expect from other people? If you say that I don't have the body shape that can be beautiful and pretty and loved, then why will the other person say? So you have to start with yourself. You have to start saying, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm handsome, I'm intelligent, I'm wonderful, I'm special. You know, one of the best ways I started my positive self talk was I started saying, I'm God's favorite child. I'm God's favorite child. Nothing else. I was not saying I'm beautiful. I'm not saying I'm smart. I'm not saying anything else. I was just saying that I'm God's favorite child. Because ultimately, when you're God's favorite child, you've got everything. When you're His favorite child, you get every single thing, which is the best of best, right? And it came a point where I wrote in all of my social media bios that I'm God's favorite child. And if someone was texting me, they were just telling, hi, God's favorite child. And if I was talking to someone, I used to be saying, oh, yeah, I'm God's favorite child. You know, that's why this happened. If someone was complimenting me or congratulating me on something, I was like, thank you. You know, God always helps me because I'm His favorite child. And it came a point where I started believing in it so much that now I believe that God is with me every single second of the day and no one can do me wrong. And if someone does, He takes care of it instantly. I've seen it with my own eyes. I just can't explain it. I've seen it with my own eyes. You have to believe in it. If nothing else works for you, if it doesn't work that I'm beautiful, if your affirmations doesn't work, just start saying you're God's favorite child and see the magic. Start talking positively to yourself. And you can see the way your physical life will change, because actually your physical reality is the quality of the mental thoughts you have. That's my way of saying it. What do you think about? What are your dominant thoughts? Figure out what your dominant thoughts are. What do you think about all the time? And write down your dominant thoughts and see what do you think about all the time. And that dominant thought is actually the result of the way you talk to yourself. It'll show you, do you believe in yourself? Because people will say, I believe in myself, but actually they don't. Because they'll speak things to themselves that are so bad that you'll not even say to the people who are like worst people on this planet. And whenever you're saying something to yourself, like for example, you're saying affirmations, start saying it in downward inflection. I heard it in a podcast recently that when you say things in downward inflection, they sound more convincing. Even if you're doing any speech, any public speaking, start saying things in downward inflection. Instead of saying, I am beautiful, start saying, I'm beautiful. It convinces people. It'll convince yourself. Start saying, I'm wonderful. Instead of saying, I'm wonderful. You don't have to go this way, you have to go this way. So it sounds more convincing. There's some scientific fact behind it, but I don't know about it. That is related to your neurons or whatever. But when you say, ouch, when you say things in downward inflection, they sound more convincing than when you say them in upward inflection. Start talking positively. Start growing. This life is nothing if you don't grow. And if you do not want to grow, if you want to be average, there's nothing bad in it. Honestly, I'm sorry. I've never actually specifically cleared that I'm not against anyone who doesn't want to grow or being average. You can. If you're happy being an average person or leading an average life, you can like live it. I'm happy for you. But if you do not, then you have to step up your game. If you're not happy with your current life or living the way 99% of the population does, you have to step up your life. You have to step up your game in the field of growth. And that's the only way you can growth in any particular sector. All of my videos on this channel are actually not for any particular field, but how you can start your growth journey. How you can actually grow, which can help you in any field you choose. So if you have not watched the rest of the videos, I'll recommend you watch it. If you have any questions, you can DM me on my Instagram or email me. I'll mention both of the things in my description. And I hope this video was a bit helpful. Thank you so much for watching the video till the end. I'll see you next time.